Hello, we are with the Course Companions group, Chapter 30, The New Beginning, Section 5, The Toys of Fear. Dear God, please enable me to set aside everything I think I know for an open mind and a new experience. And so it is. Thank you, God. The Toys of Fear. You will attack what does not satisfy, and thus you will not see you made it up. You always fight illusions. For the truth behind them is so lovely and so still in loving gentleness. Were you aware of it, you would forget defensiveness entirely and rush to its embrace. The truth could never be attacked, and this you knew when you made idols. They were made that this might be forgotten. You attack but false ideas and never truthful ones. All idols are false ideas you made to fill the gap you think arose between yourself and what is true. And you attack them for the things you think they represent. What lies beyond them cannot be attacked. The wearying, dissatisfying gods you made are blown-up children's toys. A child is frightened when a wooden head springs up as a closed box is opened suddenly, or when a soft and silent woolly bear begins to squeak as he takes hold of it. The rules he made for boxes and for bears have failed him and have broken his control of what surrounds him. And he is afraid because he thought the rules protected him. Now must he learn the boxes and bears did not deceive him, broke no rules, nor mean his world is made chaotic and unsafe. He was mistaken. He misunderstood what made him safe, and thought that it had left. The gap that is not there is filled with toys in countless forms, and each one seems to break the rules you set for it. It never was the thing you thought. It must appear to break your rules for safety, since the rules are wrong. But you are not endangered. You can laugh at popping heads and squeaking toys, as does the child who learns that they are no threat to him. But while he likes to play with them, he still perceives them as obeying rules he made for his enjoyment. So there still are laws which they can seem to break and frighten him. Yet is he at the mercy of his toys, and can they represent a threat to him? Reality observes the laws of God and not the rules you set. It is his laws that guarantee your safety. All illusions that you believe about yourself obey no laws. They seem to dance a little while according to the rules you set for them, but then they fall and cannot rise again. They were but toys, my child, so do not grieve for them. Their dancing never brought you joy, but neither were they the things to frighten you or make you safe if they obeyed your rules. So I'm going to repeat that sentence. But neither were they things to frighten you or make you safe if they obeyed your rules. They must be neither cherished nor attacked, but merely looked upon as children's toys, without a single meaning of their own. See one in them, and you will see them all. See none in them, and they will touch you not. Appearances deceive because they are appearances and not reality. Dwell not on them in any form. They but obscure reality, and they bring fear because they hide the truth. Do not attack what you have made to let you be deceived, for thus you prove that you have been deceived. Attack has power to make illusions real, yet what it makes is nothing. Who could be made fearful by a power that can have no real effects at all? What could it be but an illusion making things appear like to itself? Look calamity at its toys and understand that they are idols which but dance to vain desires. So look calmly at its toys and understand that they are idols which but dance to vain desires. Give them not your worship, for they are not there. But this is equally forgotten in attack, and this refers not to attack on other people, but to attack on appearances, idols. God's Son needs no defense against his dreams. His idols do not threaten him at all. His one mistake is that he thinks them real. What can the power of illusions do? Appearances can but deceive the mind that wants to be deceived. And you can make a simple choice that will forever place you far beyond deception. You need not concern yourself with how this will be done, for this you cannot understand. But you will understand that mighty changes have been quickly brought about when you decide one very simple thing. You do not want whatever you believe an idol gives, for thus the Son of God declares that he is free of idols, and thus is he free. Salvation is a paradox indeed. What could it be except a happy dream? For you are asked but to forgive all things that no one ever did, to overlook what is not there, and not to look upon the unreal as reality. You are but asked to let your will be done. Footnote 21. Matthew 6:10. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Here the course returns, thy will be done around, so that it is being said to us rather than God. In this case, we are asked to let our one true will be done. Back to the text. And seek no longer for the things you do not want. And you are asked to let yourself be free of all your dreams of what you never were, and seek no more to substitute the strength of idle wishes for the will of God. Here does the dream of separation start to fade and disappear. For here the gap that is not there begins to be perceived without the toys of terror that you made. No more than this is asked. Be glad indeed. Salvation asks so little, not so much. It asks for nothing in reality, and even in illusions it but asks forgiveness be the substitute for fear. Such is the only rule for happy dreams. The gap is emptied of the toys of fear, and then its unreality is plain. Dreams are for nothing, and the Son of God can have no need of them. They offer him no single thing that he could ever want. He is delivered from illusions by his will, and but restored to what he is. What could God's plan for his salvation be, except the means to give him to himself? So what could God's plan for his salvation be, except the means to give him to himself? This is day 348, Robert Perry's commentary, section 5, The Toys of Fear. This section provides another penetrating look at idols, those things in the dream that we believe will deliver enjoyment and safety. On the surface, our relationship with idols seems very simple. They are supposed to obey our rules. The car is supposed to start. The friend is supposed to show up on time. The phone is supposed to get a signal. The painkiller is supposed to take our headache away. If our idols will just obey the rules, then we think we are safe and happy. Yet, of course, our toys are constantly breaking down or failing to perform as expected. Today, I have to call the manufacturer of our dishwasher, which after 5 years appears to have completely died. I also have to follow up with the supermarket that delivered our groceries the other day about a refund for an item that wasn't delivered. And I have to replace 2 light bulbs that burn out prematurely, along with the fuses inside the plugs of the lamps in question. If you don't know what I mean by this, don't ask. I also have to make sure that the kids who are home from school today because the school ran out of heating oil, yet more idols failing to deliver, don't watch too much TV. What's my reaction to all of this? A combination of weariness, grumbling, and avoidance. In a nutshell, I'm unhappy about all these things failing to perform their functions. My rules for my world have been broken, and I'm not pleased. Whereas I see a breakdown of the system, Jesus sees the system doing exactly what it was designed to do. In paragraph 1, he says that we made idols to perform in precisely this way. We made them so that they would disappoint us, and we would end up mentally attacking them. Why? Because we knew that true reality could never evoke an attack response from us. It's too satisfying. We therefore made idols to serve as stand-ins for true reality, as symbols of the invisible reality beyond them. The message that these symbols give us is that reality is disappointing and unsafe. In other words, if the symbol is that maddening, then that which it symbolizes must be equally bad. After all my failed dishwashers, supermarkets, light bulbs, etc., there seems to be one thing I can be sure of. Whatever reality is, it is not on my side. The answer is not to simply pummel the answer is not to simply pummel all the idols into shape. The answer is to step back and realize that these idols have no power over us. You can laugh at popping heads and squeaking toys, as does the child who learns they are no threat to him. Our safety does not depend on all the toys behaving according to our rules. It is God's laws that guarantee our safety. There is a catch here, however. To truly believe that idols are powerless to hurt us, we first and foremost have to believe that they are powerless to save us. Jesus makes this point over and over in this section, but while he likes to play with them, there are still laws which they can seem to break and frighten him. Their dancing never brought you joy. This can seem like a stretch, yet how much of a stretch is it really? Did the dishwasher ever really bring me joy? Did the kids watching only so much TV ever really bring me joy? What exactly in this dream has brought me joy, real joy, full, lasting, unshakable joy? Is it then so hard to concede this one very simple thing? You do not want whatever you believe an idol gives. Jesus isn't asking you to deny yourself some forbidden pleasure. He's asking you to admit that the idol never really had the ability to give you what you want. This, in fact, is the whole key to salvation. As Jesus says in paragraph 7, salvation is a strange paradox in which all you do is overlook what is not there and seek no longer for the things you do not want. When he puts it like that, it all seems in reach. How hard can it be to simply overlook what was never there in the first place? In the context of idols, this means we need to acknowledge both sides, that they never brought us joy and they cannot frighten us. We refuse to worship them. We refuse to be angry with them. In doing so, we're not heroically resisting actual pleasure and actual attack contained in them. We are just admitting what has always been true. Can we picture ourselves doing that in this case, admitting that all our idols are powerless to save us or hurt us? If we could do that, just imagine the peace with which we could walk through this world. And that is the conclusion of day 348, section 5, The Toys of Fear. Thank you so much for joining with me. I love you. Have a beautiful day.